Big 12 today, it's Big 12 Radio. We are presented by Modelo along with James Westling. I am Ari Temkin, and we are so pleased to be joined right now by the head football coach for the 8-0 BYU Cougars, Kalani Sitake, joining us here on Big 12 Radio. Coach Sitake, how are you?
Doing good. How are you guys doing?
Doing very well. A pretty big game on Saturday, and we'll get into that. But I want to start the conversation today talking about karaoke. You a fan of karaoke?
Yeah, I love it. That's awesome.
Karaoke's a big part of your program, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we do team sing-alongs quite a bit, and I mean, we try to get guys in a vulnerable spot and try to let them have fun with it.
Is it like a weekly thing, or is it just kind of like random spots? Like, take us through that side, because we know you have a beautiful voice, and you like to sing. So, I mean, how take us through kind of what karaoke or singing means to your program on a specific basis.
Well, I don't know if I have a beautiful voice, but I do have one thing that's called effort, so I'm going to give everything I got. But I think it's when you say karaoke, it's probably more like team sing along. I want the guys to sing along the songs and just kind of, I mean, everyone plays music at practice. That's not a new thing, but I feel like if you're going to listen to music in practice, and then you might as well be able to get out and sing a little bit, and maybe let these young men appreciate the people that actually make music for a living, and see how hard it is, and then also but have fun with it too. I think when we do team sing-alongs, we do it once a week, and I usually do it just to try to get the guys to relax and then kind of just be unified doing something. And the best thing is when you're singing a song you don't really care for, or you don't even know that well. For some reason, there's guys that don't like different genres that are out there, and it's important for them to understand that there's good music in different genres, that you just got to be willing to just try it out, So, and then it's different than just listening. When you're singing along with it, I think that gets something out of you. I think it's just a lot of fun though. But when guys are out there and just being close with their teammates, that's what I'm trying to create here.
I've been trying to get Ari to sing All Too Well with me weekly on this program for over a year now, and it's not yet happened, but it will one day, and maybe you can be the inspiration for that, Coach.
Well, it's hard to do. I mean, especially when you have things like cameras on your phone, it makes it a little difficult. So if you're gonna do it with your boys, and you got to have a bro code to never ever post this online or something like that.
That's what.
See, I don't trust him. That's
bro
why.
code.
I don't
it's the bro code. All right, Kalani, Bear Bachmeyer. I know that you thought he could be your starting quarterback this year, a true freshman. But you cannot tell me that you thought he'd be this good this season. I mean, he is balling out week in and week out. What's been most impressive to you?
I've been most impressed with his humility, and just him being a great teammate. And just enjoying all the little things, I don't want him to ever forget that. He's having so much fun with the fans and with his teammates that it's been really cool to see it, because I knew he was that kind of kid anyways. But the other great thing about him is that he realizes he doesn't have to do it by himself, and he's got some great teammates, and the offense doesn't have to win games all the time. You can count on special teams and defense to help you. And so I think understanding that has probably maybe relieved him a little bit of the stress. But at the same time, I want him to have ownership of the program and know that a lot's riding on him doing his job and making sure he does his job right. But the job can't just be about how successful he is at it, because there's so many different parts that go into it. I mean, you could have one play and one person isn't blocked, and all 10 guys are doing their job, and then it's just not working. And the goal for us is just to keep working at things, even if it doesn't look good right away. And it's a 60-minute game for a reason. And so having him, I don't know if you've been watching much this season, but when we have a successful drive, he runs off the field, goes to the bench, grabs a tablet, and tries to learn. When it doesn't go well, he does the exact same thing. It doesn't really matter if it's a good drive or a bad drive. He's always on the sideline learning, and that's something that I didn't teach him. It's something that he has from within. He has a great family that teaches him that. But when the quarterback's doing that, everybody follows. They'll do it too, and that's been his commitment to learning and getting better is something that's unique that I haven't seen very often.
I'm so many coaches at this level are former quarterbacks, and so you're unique in that way. And I'm curious, everybody that plays the sport understands what you talked about in terms of the importance 1 through 11 or 1 through 53, whatever it is, that everybody has to be successful on a play for a play to work. But do you think like the fullback background for you gives you a greater emphasis or acknowledgement of that?
I think so. I mean, I was, being a fullback and playing for Lavelle Edwards and Norm Chow, it means that you probably weren't going to run the ball much. You're going to probably block and you're probably going to catch the ball. You had to, the only reason why I wasn't an O lineman is because I'm probably 2 inches too short and my hands are too good. I could catch the ball. You know what I mean? So I mean, I'm bragging about myself there, but the truth is, I was willing to take whatever role came my way, and I knew that even though I didn't have a lot of success in the stats part, played a lot of games, and I was able to make an impact on the game, and didn't really need the spotlight. The spotlight belonged better to guys that were better looking than me. I'm okay with that, and but I can tell you one thing: when you had a quarterback that you worked hard for, whether you're an O lineman, the unsung heroes of the game, you're an O lineman or a fullback or a tight end or just whatever role that you have. When you have a quarterback that is hugging you and shows you appreciation and gratitude for your role, that's super special, and so quarterbacks that have done that to me when I played, you just always want to give up everything for him, and you want to make sure that you protect him and put him in the right place to be successful, especially when they're so young in the program.
How is BYU so good at playing complementary football? Like that Iowa State game, you guys were down 24-10, and then you outscored them 31-3. And when I watch BYU, it's like when you guys start to get a little momentum, there's no stopping that train. So what goes into that?
Well, I think a lot of it, there's so many different factors. One is that you have to have great leadership on the team. And so if you're going to have great leadership on the team, you have to have a program that's built around the young men on the team, the players themselves having some autonomy and having some say in what they want to get done. So if you're doing a practice schedule and you want to do some individual work and maybe you have 20 minutes to do it, if you allow the players 20 minutes to decide, hey, what do you guys want to work on today for the 20 minutes? If they chip in and they tell you, hey, this is what we want to do for 20 minutes, that's going to be a great 20 minutes that's going to be on the field in practice. And that's an easy thing to just give up autonomy, just letting the players be involved with it. I learned that from Lavelle. I learned that Lavelle would be so cued in to help me, having the players feel like it could be, it has to just be more than just the uniform and the color shoes, things like that. If you can give them some autonomy in the program and trust the young men to do it, man, they'll thrive with it, And so that's what we're trying to do. And I wish I could take credit for all of it. I mean, I've had an amazing mentor, Lavelle Edwards. He was awesome for me. And so when I got to play for that guy, I wanted everybody to have that same feeling like I did when I played for him. And he was a head coach for 29 years. So me and guys like Tom Homo, Jim McMahon, Steve Young, Ty Detmer, all of us never played together, but we speak the same language because we had the consistency in the head coach, and that he always the way he taught it was like it carried over throughout 3 decades. And I'd be foolish right now as a head coach if I didn't take advantage of that and apply it to our program now.
Is it just as simple as that? Is such a strong motivator, the autonomy, the ability to be in control in the way that maybe some coaches overlook that?
Well, I think there's a bunch of factors that go into it, but if you're trying to create intrinsic motivation, it's a book I read by Daniel Pink. He wrote a book called Drive.
It's a great book.
And it mentions if you want to create intrinsic motivation. And so the interesting thing is he mentioned AMP, right? So if you're trying to amplify intrinsic motivation, you have to give autonomy, where people feel like they have some power and some say in things. And then you have to give them mastery, which means that they feel like they can be the best at something, and then you have to give them purpose where they feel like they're part of something bigger than themselves. So if you can do those things, then you should have an environment where intrinsic motivation will take over, and then that carries over into leadership and carries over into the team, and it carries over whenever times get rough and you're facing some adversity. But the interesting thing is, I read that book, and I'm looking at all the different examples, and man, that's what Lavelle did naturally.
Wow.
Hey, this is the stuff that we got to see, and
That's crazy.
but there's a lot of stuff out there, information out there that will when you piece it all together, man, it's having it. Reading the book is one thing, but living it in a program. I mean, you look at the teams that have former players from Lavelle, Kyle Whittingham's at Utah, Steve Sarkisian's at Texas, Andy Reid is at the Chiefs. They have a lot of that within their programs, and man, it all comes down to the one guy that I know had a big key in it, and that's Lavelle Edwards.
Talking BYU football with head coach Kalani Sitake here on Big 12 Today and Big 12 Studios. Coach, when you watch Texas Tech and prepare for this game on Saturday, what stands out?
Yeah, I think Joey McGuire is a great coach, and you talk about building a great culture. The players have bought into his system, and he's done that for years and years, and he's able to establish championship teams. So you can recognize that they have this love and appreciation for him and for their staff. There's a great unity in their program altogether. And then you combine that with the fact that they have some really good players, and you talk about complementary football. They are a great example of that. That they're able to play some great defense, get some turnovers, create some chaos, get short fields for their team, for their offense. Special teams finds ways to make a difference, and I mean they get after the punter. They do a lot of different things that are really difficult to prepare for. And so, looking at it, there are a lot of the things that we want to be too. So when you're looking at the matchup, it's really difficult, but I like it, man. I think it's going to get our guys. We definitely has our guys' attention. We're watching on film, and we know that there's not a lot of room for error. And so we've got to be at our best, and that's what the goal is. We can, we just prepare and see what happens with this weekend. But we definitely have to put in the work.
You obviously have a huge game on Saturday and you want to win it and all that other stuff. But like when you sit back and think about it, like, is this exactly what you envisioned for BYU football in joining the Big 12 in you or instrumental in delivering BYU to the Big 12 as instrumental as Lavelle probably, or at least carrying on the torch from Lavelle. But like, is this like an undefeated BYU going up against another top 10 team here, a top 10 matchup? Is this kind of what you envisioned BYU could be at the best?
The blessing that has happened at BYU with athletics is the Big 12 conference. It's something that we've been lacking and we've been missing. That's the catalyst. And so being part of a program when you're going through independence for so long and you're trying to find a place and you're just playing anybody you can, trying to create a conference, trying to create a conference schedule on your own, that's hard to do. But then when you are able to be involved in a conference that's not only is an amazing conference with great leadership, but then you're looking at all the coaches. It's amazing coaches in this conference. And then you're looking at the fan base that are involved with all these institutions. They're amazing. So we get to go into Lubbock and see an amazing fan base. We just went to Iowa State and saw an amazing fan base. How can you not love it and appreciate it? You know what I mean? So we're looking in this game and looking in the opportunity, man. We're so thankful to be in the Big 12. It has been everything that way more than we anticipated how it's going to help our program, but that has been what's elevated and upgraded everything in our experience. That combined with our fan base has brought a lot of eyes to what we were able to accomplish, and it's because of that affiliation, that partnership with the Big 12. We feel like that's the one thing I can tell you from a head coaching perspective. That's the one thing that I think was the biggest difference for us.
Coach, not only is this an elite matchup in terms of the coaching staffs and the players, this is an elite uniform matchup on Saturday. You guys have these new lids. You've got the Sailor Coug logo on there. What all went into that? Those are sweet, by the way.
Yeah, I think the young kids love that stuff. I'm an old man, so hey, if it makes you play better, then I don't care what it looks like. Just put it on there. I'm just excited about the matchup in the game, and And it is kind of new, so I'm also okay with seeing some new things on the helmet, and we'll see if it makes us play any better.
Coach, how do you win 19 of 21 games?
I think we just focus one day at a time and one play at a time, and then you can live with the results if you do your best. That's I've never been fixated on the end result. I'm not worried about the win or the loss this weekend. I'm worried about, can I get these young men to play at their best for 60 minutes, and that's my job.
Last one for me, Coach. What's your go-to karaoke song?
Oh man, and anything. I love all the Bob Marley stuff, so I'm always going to go reggae, island reggae, because I'm from Hawaii, and then I don't mind country too. There's a lot of parallels between and common ground between reggae and country, but there's not a music genre I don't like, so I'm willing to sing it all.
Is there like currently like a go-to song you like singing right now? Chris Stapleton? Is it Post Malone?
You know, if I'm being honest, you can never go wrong with the Boys to Men stuff, man.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
so that's my jam. There's not a Boys to Men song I don't like.
Water Runs Dry, On Bended
Yep.
Knee.
You guys beat Tech, and the college football playoff committee is going to be on bended knee, Coach. Okay.
I love it. Let's go.
Kalani Sitake, his team's 8-0. They've won 19 of their last 21 games. A remarkable stretch here, and it's been fun to watch. Kalani, thank you so much for your time as always. Good luck this weekend. Thank you.
Thanks for having me on, guys. God bless.
Awesome. Take care, buddy. Thank you so much. Be well.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Coach.
Coach. Have a good one.
We'll talk to you again
Thank you.
soon. Thank you. All right, there's Kalani Sitake joining us here on Big 12 Radio in advance of their humongous game against Texas Tech. With James Wesley, I'm Ari Tepkin. This is Big 12 Radio. Big 12 today, heard on TuneIn and watched on Big 12 Studios.